Hello, this is wmpyr here to talk about some basics. Okay, so the first thing that I notice with people that are new to the Filipino martial arts, okay, is that there are two different main ways of striking. There's more, but right now the thing that we need to address are the two major ways of striking that occur at this level, right? And number one is this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Okay. The second way of striking is this: 1, 2, 1, and 2, 1, and 2. I hope you guys can see the difference. Maybe with the video, it's much easier for you guys to see the difference there. But in reality, what I'm doing here is I'm hitting at the same targets at the same angles of attack. So what that means is when you're training, when you're actually training, whether you're hitting a target or you're working with a partner, because the target that I'm hitting is the same and the angle of attack is the same, it could get confused. So what happens is I see a lot of students, they mix them up together. So they're using this one and this one interchangeably. Okay, and the problem with that is that they're different techniques. It's not the same, even though the target and the angles of attack is the same. It's not the same technique. And then B, you can see that the first one is much shorter. Boom, boom. This is much shorter. The second one has a follow-through, so it takes longer. Imagine if you're working with a partner and you're doing that. One person is doing this one, and then the other person is doing this. Then they're going to have trouble working together. Okay, so because it's not this, because the difference is there in speed and other body mechanics is going to make it harder for them to work together. So if you're a beginner, please understand the difference between the two. The first one is more along the lines of what I call striking. So you're striking 1 and 2. It's like a punch. Boom. It's a striking strike. The second one is a swing or a slash, okay, because you see that it has the follow through. 1, 2, 1, 2. It has a follow through, whereas the first one is more boom, 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 boom. So strike versus follow through, right? Strike versus swing. So I want you guys to be able to identify that and know the difference. And if you see your partner doing one, then you should do the same, okay? Make sure that you both do the same one so that you'll be more in harmony. It'll be easier to work with, at least for right now at a beginner level. At a higher level, it doesn't matter. You know, they could do their own thing, you could do your own thing, but you guys are both good enough that you could work from there, even though things are different. But for right now, you want to keep that in mind. So then the next thing about that when you're going 1 and 2 versus this one, is that beginners tend to favor this one, the striking. It's quicker, it's easier. This one's easier to learn. Okay, the swing, they have a harder time with. The swing takes more practice. You know, just think of like golf. It could be fairly complex. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is make sure that you get the swing down. Put in enough repetitions. So swing 1 and 2. You don't have to go full speed, but you definitely want to feel the momentum from the stick. The weight of the stick, the length of the stick, that's going to help you learn the proper body mechanics. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's going to teach you the proper movement. Okay. The next thing is I want you guys to also keep in mind that when you do this 1, 2, right now my weapon is going around my right leg and avoiding my left leg. And that's very important. You might be like, well, that's pretty obvious, wmpyr, but in a real life situation, when adrenaline, things are hectic, chaotic, you may not have good footing, the person charges you, all of a sudden you're off balance from that kind of situation, and you want to fight back, so you might be putting in too much strength in the wrong places and whatnot, too much force involved. So in this kind of situation where lots of things can go wrong, the first threat is yourself. You could hurt yourself. So you swing in a situation like that, and if you're not used to it, and you're probably going to be swinging harder and larger than you normally do, you can take out your own legs, and that would be a very, very bad thing to do. So it's very, very important for you guys to know the angles of attack and keep your legs safe from yourself. And the only way to really practice that is to make sure you do the full swing right here. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and learn that angle. Learn, okay, my right leg is here, my left leg is here. I'm moving around, and boom, boom. I know to clear both. I know where they're supposed to be. I know how close it is, and you could be surprised at how close the weapon gets to your legs, okay? So this side and this side, you need to be able to have that relationship with your legs and the weapon angle. The weapon angle should be like this X right here. So this diagonal going this way, diagonal going this way, and my legs and the weapon cannot cross that, because if so, then I'm in danger of taking off my own kneecap or hitting my shin or just clipping myself. So I definitely don't want that to happen. So you want that level of awareness. So to do that, make sure your swings go all the way, and really it's only repetition. And through this repetition, you're going to make your accuracy, your control, all the things necessary to make your skills better, so that when you go with a knife, you're really going to need it, because this is so much shorter than a stick. So what happens, I guarantee you, and this has happened a lot with my students, is they hit their hand onto the target. And if you practice with stuff that moves, then even much higher chance of them hitting the hands. Okay, so it's very difficult when you have something this small to be able to accurately guarantee that it's just a blade that's going to hit. So once again, all this comes from just repetition, control, and discipline. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and take care, folks.